On this live stream, we are going to be hanging out and just celebrating 2 years of Jeffito's movie blog here on YouTube. We're getting started right now. Welcome back to Jeffito's movie blog. My name's Jeff Malicki, and of course, on this channel, I bring you movie news, movie reviews, trailer reaction videos, box office predictions, and so much more. If you are not one of the 445 subscribers already here on my channel, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and then click the little bell notification icon. That way you don't miss anything. We are live, and I just need to turn down my monitor because there we go. I was hearing myself in my monitors, and that was not good. I was getting a little bit of feedback there. Anyway, what is going on? It is May 8th, 2018, which means that 2 years ago tonight, I started my YouTube journey. And oh my golly, it seems just like a couple weeks ago, honestly. Really started this channel on a whim. I started because about a month prior to that, prior to May 8th on 2016, I had started a website, Jeffito'sMovieBlog.com, where I was doing written movie reviews and everything else. And a couple of friends had kind of been pushing me and prodding me and saying, hey, you should go on YouTube, you should do movie reviews on YouTube. And I was really hesitant because I didn't know what I was doing. And I hate being on camera, I hated the sound of my voice. Still hate the sound of my voice, to be honest, but getting there. And, 2 years ago tonight, I jumped in head first, and now here we are 2 years later, and I cannot thank you guys enough. All 445 of you that have taken the time to subscribe, just thank you from the very bottom of my heart. I really, really, truly appreciate it. Let me just get back up here. Yeah, it's been an amazing 2 years. A lot of fun. I'm making a lot of new friends here on YouTube. I will get to that later on. Ripe with technical problems. I've had a complete plethora of technical problems. But, yeah, we are here. We made it through it. 2 years, and again, I'm so humbled by your support, by your kind words, just everything. And being here 2 years later, it is amazing. Sir Deadpool 420 Metapool in the house. Fist bump, high five. How you doing, my friend? 2 years. Oh, how time flies. You are not kidding, man. Honestly, it seems like just a couple months ago that I started and was recording off the built-in webcam on the old laptop, and I had the cheap $5 or $10 headset mic, which sounded awful. But, sometimes in life you just have to dive in head first and just do it. And that is what I did. I've learned so much along the way. I still have so much more to learn. But we are here, and, with your support and everything else, I will be here for many, many years to come. I have no intention of giving up anytime soon. I just wish that I had more time and better equipment and everything to make sure that I could be a little bit more consistent and pump out higher quality videos on a more timely basis. But, I'm working with what I have, and that's all that matters. Again, I truly, from the bottom of my heart, to anyone watching, any one of my 445 subscribers that I have right now, thank you so very much. I mean, of course, I wanted to have 1,000 subscribers on my 2-year anniversary. That was kind of my goal. And I couldn't hit that. I had hoped for 500. Fell just short of that as well. But, 445 subscribers is nothing to sneeze at. I am so proud and so humbled of what I have been able to accomplish in these 2 years. especially considering all the technical issues, considering the depression that I have had and everything else. It's been amazing and incredible. Hey, Princess Peach, how you doing? It has truly been... I've had the time of my life, honestly. These past 2 years have been absolutely incredible. Again, I wish that I was able to do more, but thanks to my job and other commitments and equipment and depression and everything else, it doesn't always work out that way. But we're getting through it. That's the important thing. Every time I reach one of these milestones, be it a subscriber milestone or a timeline milestone like tonight, it just reinvigorates me and makes me want to continue. And again, I cannot thank you enough. There are no words to describe how much and how thankful I am for each one of you. Shlomo Metzenbaum, can't stay long, but congrats on 2 years. I just found you like 2 or 3 months ago, but have enjoyed your vids. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've seen you commenting on a lot of my videos as well. I greatly appreciate that. Honestly, the biggest thing to support my channel is to go ahead and share my videos with other movie fans and movie lovers in your life. Of course, it would be nice if you guys can help me out on my Amazon affiliate links, or my GoFundMe page, or my PayPal, or anything else like that. But really, what it comes down to is building this community that we have. And really, that is what is so special and so heartfelt, because, I get to hang out with you guys. I want to start hanging out, on a more consistent basis, maybe once a week or whatever. But, just seeing these names that I'm familiar with here in the chat room tonight and in previous streams, building that community and having a conversation about movies, that is the most important thing. So, again, if you are not subscribed, if you are not one of the 445 subscribers to this channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell notification icon, and, of course, I wanted to be at 500 subscribers. I wanted to be at 1,000 subscribers. I wanted to be have more growth than what I have. But again, I am so humbled and so thankful for the 445 of you that have been supporting me, and have subscribed and shared my videos and everything else. It is just truly an amazing experience. Sir Deadpool says, you have a GoFundMe? I have not seen it yet. Got a link? As a matter of fact, I do. I will put it in the description on the replay. Otherwise, head on over to my Facebook page. I will drop a link there as well once we are wrapped up here. But it is GoFundMe.com/help Jeffito get a new computer. That is GoFundMe.com/help Jeffito get a new computer with dashes and all that. I really should have changed that URL to just Jeffito's movie blog or something, but whatever. That is where it is. And again, because if you are familiar with any of my videos, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I have been just completely fraught with technical problems, most of which I've stemmed from this old laptop that I'm working off of that's like 6 or 7 years old at this point, maybe even older. And it works most of the time, but not without frustration. And so it would be very helpful to get a workstation that is current with an i7 processor and 16 gig of memory and all that jazz. that is my goal. That is something that I want to do eventually. The sooner the better, of course. But I started that GoFundMe just as a way to help with that. But again, the most important thing is just doing it, and that is what I've been doing for 2 years, which is just fantastic. Let me jump into the chat room real quick again. How is Hollywood Reviews? Russell, fist bump, high five. How are you doing, my friend? Whew, 2 years. It's been amazing. Princess Peach is making fun of Ryan O'Toole. What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole here, back again with another movie review. Like he always starts his videos. That is awesome. Craig Larrett just says 2 years. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. It started on May 8th, 2016. That was the date of my first video. First video was just a little test and introduction, but I do consider that my anniversary date. I started, I think like a day or two after I put up my review of Deadpool, reviewing the Blu-ray, and then I'm not quite sure what my first movie review is. I'd have to go ahead and look back in the archives and see what my first movie review of a new movie was. But yeah, it's been 2 years. Craig Larrett says $1,000 seems really high. I feel like if you bought the parts yourself, it'd be a lot cheaper for what you need. Perhaps. Again, the $1,000 is just a goal that I have in mind. I've not really priced out parts or anything else. I've just set a goal that kind of seems like a good kind of ballpark amount. Once I get a little more funds in the GoFundMe and funds on my own, I will take a look and maybe adjust that goal up or down, and of course keep you guys all in the loop as far as that is concerned. But again, it is a goal. It's not going to happen anytime soon, I don't think, but there we go. How is Hollywood Reviews? Says, let me see if there's a way for me to actually see the chat rather than going what is on screen. If I can, let me go here. Yeah, there we go. I can scroll this way rather than trying to read what's off the screen and accidentally miss anything. Let's see. Shlomo Metzenbaum says, okay, before I go, got a couple questions. What has been your favorite movie of the year so far? And do you have any horror movies that you can recommend? Favorite movie of the year so far? Got a couple of them. Paddington 2, which sounds awkward and strange for a 41, almost 42-year-old guy to recommend Paddington 2, but I absolutely loved that film. Let's see what else. Paddington 2 is the one that really comes to mind off the top of my head. I had a document where I was keeping track of everything, but I can't find that at the moment. Game Night was a fantastic comedy. As far as horror movies go, I'm not really a horror fan, unfortunately. So any recommendations that I have will probably not be all that good. I will say that A Quiet Place, though, probably one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite movie of the year so far. A Quiet Place. Some people say it's horror. I don't really think so. I think it's more suspenseful and more thrilling than it is a horror film. But that's definitely one. Yeah, again, I'm not really a horror fan. I'm sorry. That's probably my least favorite genre. I have been starting to watch more, especially dealing with friends of mine like Cody Leach and a couple other people have kind of gotten me into horror a little bit more. But yeah, it's not one of my favorite genres. Let's see. So Deadpool then said, "Can't wait for your Deadpool 2 review." I cannot wait either. We've got about a week and a half until that comes out, and it looks great. I'm not expecting it to be quite as good as the first one, because I absolutely love the first Deadpool movie. One of my favorites of that year, and one of my favorite comic book movies and comedies of all time. Um, but yeah, Deadpool 2 should be fantastic. And then just a week later, we've got the Han Solo movie, which I am starting to get more excited for, finally. I was never really on board with Solo. Not sure why we needed a young Han Solo movie, but the closer we get to it, the more that I see from it, the more excited I am getting. So I'm really looking forward to that. But first, we have Deadpool 2 here in about a week and a half, and I cannot wait. Princess Peach says, "I'm not making fun of Ryan O'Toole. His sub count is bigger than yours." Yeah, Ryan and I are good friends, and, we started around the same time. I think he started a little bit after me. Same thing with Sean Chandler, started a little bit after me. Cody Leach started a little bit after me, I believe. And all those guys have a bigger sub count than I do. And I could be jealous. I could take that and be all, well, how come I don't have that subscriber count yet? And, what am I doing wrong? Or, in Sean's case, what is he doing extremely right? But instead I take that as inspiration. I take that as, hey, my friends are having great success on YouTube. If they can do it, there is no reason why I cannot as well. And again, I would love to have reached 500 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers by this point. But that's not the way it worked out. Partly due to the tech issues with laptop, partly due to depression, partly due to everything else that's been going on. But, again, 445 subscribers is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. If I had to stand up on stage and talk to 445 people, I don't know if I could. I would get stage fright. I would poop my pants, pee my pants, whatever. It would not be a good situation. But being here on YouTube, I feel like we have the one-on-one connection and conversation, and it is fantastic. Let's see, moving on. John Malloy said, "Congrats on the 2-year anniversary, man. Thank you, sir. Fist bump, high five to you." Shlomo Metzenbaum said, "Yeah, not many of my friends like horror either." Yeah, again, it's not one of my favorite genres. I know that a lot of people do like horror, and that's awesome. Maybe I got too freaked out by some horror movies that I saw when I was really, really young. But yeah, it's just not one of my favorite genres at all. Let's see. Craig Larrett then said, "The Witch is the best recent horror movie that he has seen." And hold on. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the chat here. Movie Nerds, congrats on the 2-year anniversary. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate that. Craig Larrett said, "Jeffito, I know you did a studio tour. When is the bedroom tour?" Never. My bedroom is a disaster area. Nothing exciting ever happens there, so never is the bedroom tour coming for you guys. Howell's Hollywood Reviews says, "Don't feel bad about the sub count. Slow and steady wins the race." That is exactly my attitude towards that. Again, I look at Sean and Cody and so many other people that have more subscribers than I do that started after me, and I could get jealous. There's times when I do get jealous, but actually I take that as inspiration. And again, if they can have that level of success that they're seeing on their channels, there's no reason why I cannot as well. Howell's Hollywood Reviews says, "Don't feel bad about," read that. Shlomo Metzenbaum, Nice, Craig. I actually skipped that one. Haven't watched it yet, but I will check it out. Yeah, I have not seen The Witch either. I have heard some pretty good things about it. It's just one that kind of flew under my radar, and I didn't see it. And with horror being one of my least favorite genres, I have not seen it yet either. Philip Michelson says, "Hey Jeff, just dropping in to say that I am a fan. Thank you, sir. Fist bump, high five to you." It's been amazing, and every time I read comments like that, hey, I'm a fan, great work, whatever, it is so humbling, and words cannot adequately describe other than thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. Thank you for liking and sharing my videos with other movie fans, trying to build that subscriber base, trying to build that community. It's been a wild ride, man. It's been a crazy 2 years. And again, I wish that I was able to do more. I wish I was able to be more consistent. So Deadpool says, "My favorite horror movie is whatever DC puts out. Am I right?" Well, you aren't wrong. That is, the DC movies are horror movies in a completely different way. They really need to reboot. They just need to start from scratch. They need to start over. It doesn't look like they're doing that. It looks like they're going full steam ahead with their plans, which is unfortunate. I do have pretty high hopes for Aquaman. It is James Wan who's directing it, so that alone has me excited for it. Plus, I didn't mind the Aquaman character portrayed by Jason Momoa in Justice League. I did not mind that at all. As far as Shazam goes, I'm not really liking what I've seen so far. I'm not really a fan of the costume, but we'll see about that. Again, DC just needs to reboot. Leathersmith Reviews says, "Happy 2 years, buddy. Fist bump, high five to you, Mario. Hope you're doing well." Lance Newman, my friend, horror movies more like disaster movies. Yeah, speaking of the DCEU being disaster movies, absolutely. The DCEU is ridiculous, especially in light of the success that Marvel has been having. And then, with Avengers 2 already beating Justice League in its entire domestic run after a week or two. I don't know how to fix DC other than a complete reboot, but again, it does not look like that's what they are doing. DC needs to stop and go down the toilet. Says movie nerds, you're not wrong. Philip Michelson says, "I'm straight, but Jason Momoa is a hunk." No comment. I'm straight as well, and more of a fan of Gal Gadot and some of the other DC and Marvel people, but whatever. If you think Jason Momoa is a hunk, more power to you. Princess Peach says, "There's a snake in my boot." That is a reference to Deadpool, and of course the Toy Story, Woody, at the beginning of I think Toy Story 1, one of his post-ring sayings is, "There's a snake in my boot." Sir Deadpool with a comment that I'm not going to even reply to, but hey, more power to you, my friend, if that floats your boat. Yeah, it's been fun. It has been quite a wild ride these past 2 years. Just, again, when I look back at 2 years and all the ups and downs and technical problems and depression and everything else. It's been a wild ride. Movie Nerds says, Jeff, my man, what happens in your life outside of this? Outside of this, most of my life is taken up by being an assistant manager at a local movie theater. I just got promoted to being assistant manager about 2 months ago now. A little over 2 months at this point. And that takes up a good chunk of my time. Of course, the YouTube channel here, trying to keep up on movie news and what's going on in the world of movies. Yeah, my life is pretty much movies 24/7, 365. Sir Deadpool says, what videos are coming out this month? Of course, there will be a Deadpool 2 review. Of course, there will be a solo review. Looking to do a collab or two with one or both of those. I will probably review Life of the Party this weekend, as well as maybe Breaking In. That depends on what my work schedule is this weekend and early next week. But I would like to review both of those. Yeah, as well as the box office predictions and box office results shows and new this week and everything else. I am trying to be more consistent. I am trying to put out more videos through Deadpool, so all I can say is stay tuned, and I have plans for a lot more content. Movie Nerd says, have you ever thought about shooting some videos at the cinema? I've thought about it. I'm not sure what the permissions or legality or any of that is, so therefore I've not. Especially because I am an assistant manager and all that. I'm not sure how the permissions go with that, but it is something that I've thought about. I did film a couple of short, quick videos from outside the theater. I think that would be more appropriate now that it's lighter, longer. I may start doing a few more of those kind of videos, like expectations about Deadpool 2 and Solo. But yeah, I'm not sure what the permissions and legality is with shooting at the cinema, so that's why I have not so far, and why I probably will not. Let's see. Princess Peach says, Jeff, what are your thoughts on the incel community? If you are unaware of it, look it up quick. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Princess Peach, but I will take a look at that once we wrap up here later on tonight. So Deadpool says, I like the studio tour. Let's get some more videos like that. Jeff in the Wild videos. I have thought about doing more personal vlog kind of stuff. Like a day in the life of Jeffito, or what's going on. I'm not sure if that would be a benefit or a detriment to most of my audience. We'll see. Is the best answer that I can give on that. It is something that I've thought about doing, just kind of updating you what's going on in my life kind of thing. But I don't want that to be a detriment for people who subscribe for my movie news and the reviews and just the general movie stuff. So I'm not sure. I don't want to divide the audience like that. But it is something that I have thought about. Maybe even starting up a personal channel for that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's hard enough maintaining one channel, much less doing another one for that. But it is something that I've thought about. It is something that I have thought about doing. Let me just end that out. Princess Peach says, Jeff vlogs. I would watch the heck out of those. Well, there you go. I'll have at least one viewer. It is something that I've thought about. Probably would start up a separate channel for that. Again, just because there are a lot of people that subscribe just for movie stuff rather than me stuff. But we'll see. That's not something that would happen in the immediate future, but never say never. Let's put it that way. How cool would a Jeff vlog be working at the cinema? Again, I don't know what the legality and permission is with that, especially because I am an assistant manager now and not a worker bee. Philip Michelson says, I'd love to see work vlogs. Movie Nerds says, Jeff rolls up at the cinema. Guys, we just got in the trailer for Star Wars. Let's pop on this shit at the cinemas. Watch it the way it should be seen. There's so much that I could get in trouble with that way, I think. I could ask, but I'm pretty sure that the answer would be no, just from a legality standpoint, but we'll see. Movie Nerd says, we shoot at our local cinemas all the time. They are the biggest chain here in Australia. Now we run a few cult screenings and just finished a paid advert with them. It's a great connection to have. I'll look into it. Again, I cannot promise anything, but I can ask my general manager and my district director later on, and we'll see what happens. Doug Hewson in the house. If you are not familiar with Doug, he very frequently will hop on the Brian G. Johnson and Nick Nimmin live streams. I will mention more about those two gentlemen later on. But Doug, fist bump, high five. Good to see you here, man. Thank you so much. Lumpy and Friends says, finally catching a live stream. It works out well since I'm working on finals. Congrats on 2 years. Thank you, my friend. And I have to say that you were one of the inspirations, and you and Rosie and a couple other people were among the small group of friends that I had that actually pushed me into doing this. So, Jonathan, man, thank you, fist bump, high five. Thank you for pushing me into doing this initially. Man, 2 years. And Lumpy and Friends then says, we are slowly putting stuff out on our channel, but this semester has been hell. Hey, school comes first, man. It's nice to put up videos and everything else, but take it from me as somebody who got kicked out of college the first time and then got a degree that now I have not done anything with in over 6 years, unfortunately. School comes first. I totally understand that. And goes on to say, you're doing better than us, but you built this all on your own. I have, but again, you and Rosie and Jonathan and Ross, and I'm probably forgetting 2 or 3 other people, but it was like all of you all at once were just sending messages. You were doing your own thing, and Ross was doing his thing, and then Doc Thompson had the Better Yourself Challenge, and it was like all these signals that I was getting from the universe and from various friends, like I just mentioned, were all conspiring and inspiring me to go ahead and start my YouTube channel here. And now here we are 2 years later, and it has been a wild ride. I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. Whew, it's been rough, man. It's been a wild ride. Sir Deadpool says, was I an inspiration? I'm not sure who you are in real life, but you have been an inspiration as far as being a valued fan and somebody who always pops in here on my live streams. So yes, and again, that goes to everyone that's watching here. All 445 of my subscribers are huge inspirations. Lumpy and Friends says, it took me 7 years to figure out what I wanted to do, so I know the feeling. You gotta watch tomorrow's upload. It's a good one, and I generally dislike every episode I put out. Hey, I will definitely be watching that tomorrow. Sir Deadpool says, you are inspiring me every day. You are a reason why I can start my consulting firm. That is truly humbling, Sir Deadpool. Wow. You are getting me choked up, and that is amazing. That is fantastic to hear. Wow. I wish you all the best. And I'm glad that I can be an inspiration, because I take inspiration from people like John Campia and Chris Duckman, Jeremy Johns, the folks over at Collider Video, and of course my friends Sean Chandler, Cody Leach, Tyler Tompkins, Chris Durbin, Russell from Howell's Hollywood Reviews, Ryan O'Toole, Adam from Almost Sideways. Everybody is an inspiration, and I'm glad that I can reciprocate that and in turn be a inspiration to you. Princess Peach says, when do we get to meet Mrs. Jeffito's movie blog? As soon as I meet Mrs. Jeffito's movie blog. I'm currently forever single. There is no girlfriend, wife, fiance, anything like that. There are no possibilities on the horizon. So as soon as I meet Mrs. Jeffito's movie blog, I'm sure that very shortly then after you will meet Mrs. Jeffito's movie blog as well. Lumpy and Friends says, is there a Mrs.? Again, not yet, not currently. Actually, I have been single for far too long, far longer than I care to admit. But again, part of that goes to what's going on in my personal life, and again, just working at a movie theater and not having the money to date and everything else. So for right now, there is no Mrs., there's no better half, there's no other half, there's no nothing at the moment. I would like for that to change, of course, but for the time being, I am forever single, and that's fine because I can dedicate more of my free time to you guys rather than to her. So there we go. Lumpy and Friends says, I remember doing a collab with you when our channel had more subs, and now look at you. Keep up the hard work. Your dedication to what you love is something that I admire and envy. Yeah, we talked about Kong Skull Island was our collab that we did back in the day. And we had talked about doing one for Pacific Rim and a couple other things, but yeah, man, anytime that you want to collab and be on my channel, just shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever. I would love to have you on again, Jonathan. Really would. Sir Deadpool says, Jeffito takes on Tinder. That would be a great series. Perhaps that is not anything in the near future. Movie Nerds likes that comment as well. Princess Peach says, Jeff, you could slay. Get on Tinder or Plenty of Fish or Farmers. I was on Plenty of Fish back in... what was that? 2011-ish, I believe. And I was also on Match.com, and that's how I met my most recent ex. So I have done online dating in the past and have had relative success with that, but again, right now there's too much other stuff going on. Don't really have the time or money to invest into dating, so that's kind of been pushed to the side, but whatever. Movie Nerds asks, what the hell is Farmers? What is it? It's like Only Farmers or FarmersOnly.com or something like that. It is a dating website for farmers. It sounds really weird. Probably not big in Australia. I think it's more of a Midwestern thing here in the US. But yeah, the farmers have their own dedicated personal's website, whatever. Let's see. Movie Nerds then says, "How old are you, bud? I am 41. I will be 42 on August 3rd. Sir Deadpool says, was she a cutie? Any cuties at work? My most recent ex was fairly good looking. I liked her. She was a bit on the heavier side, but that's okay. And as far as any cuties at work, no. And that is mainly because everybody could legitimately be my daughter. And I am not into dating 16, 17, 18, 20-year-olds. I'm not into that. Unfortunately, that's like 20 years too young for me, unfortunately. Lumpian Friends says, plenty of fish sucks. I met my wife on Meet Me, and it obviously worked well. Gotta find yourself who likes the simple things. Yeah, it's not a huge priority right now. If it happens, that would be great. Obviously, I would not complain about it, but right now I am focused on my career. Again, I just got promoted to assistant manager a couple months ago. I am focused here on YouTube, and I'm focused on trying to get out of debt. So that is where my time and money and dedication are at the moment, rather than a member of the fairer sex. Movie Nerd says, we have Tinder and Grindr. I was already married before that magic came out. Hey, yeah. There's a lot of websites. If I were to actually put myself out there and do that, that's not really something that is a huge priority for me at the moment. Lumpian Friend says, keep being epic, and I will catch you on the flip side. Got to finish finals this week, and I've been running on 36 hours of no sleep. Jonathan, best of luck to you, my friend. Again, fist bump, high five. Best of luck with your finals. Best of luck with everything on your channel and your career and everything else. You are and have been a great friend, and definitely want to have you on the channel again here sometime soon. Movie Nerd says, ha ha ha, heavier side. My God, he went there. Hey, it's been... We broke up in 2012, so it's been like 6 years. So, yeah, and I'm telling the truth. There we go. She was not thin. Doug Hewson asks, how is Infinity War tracking? Getting back on topic, back on movie news and outside my personal life, which I appreciate. Infinity War is doing really well. It had a 54% drop week 1 to week 2, which is about average for a movie of that type. Because when you open as gigantic as it did, of course you're going to have a pretty steep drop. I do think, I'm only speaking from at my theater, I think the drop has been a little more significant than Marvel anticipated. Again, that I'm only speaking for my theater. Domestically and worldwide, it's still doing very well. But I do not think it's going to have the kind of legs like Black Panther did. Black Panther had no competition from the time it came out until like week 5 or week 6. Whereas Infinity War has Deadpool next week. It's got Solo the week after that. And by that time, you're talking like week 5, week 6 anyway. So I don't think it's going to have the legs. I don't think it's going to be... It's going to be more successful money-wise than Black Panther. It already is. But I don't think it's going to have the staying power in theaters like Black Panther did. How's Hollywood Reviews says, what movies in summer are you most looking to? Maybe like your top 5 minus Solo. Off the top of my head, Deadpool 2, Solo, Mission Impossible, Jurassic World, Incredibles 2, Ocean's 8. Trying to think of what else. Those are the big ones that I'm looking forward to. This summer is really, and I was talking with a couple of coworkers about this the other day. It seems like this summer is very front-loaded in May and June, and after about the middle of July, it really drops off and there's like nothing coming out. But for the next month or two, there's a lot of great stuff, a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to, a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to reviewing and talking about with you all. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Movie Nerd says, haha, man, this has turned into let's get Jeff a date. I want to get back to Jeffito. What was your favorite movie to watch as a kid? The same movie that is still my favorite to watch as an adult, and that is the original classic Star Wars trilogy. I watched that all the time. I still watch that all the time. But other than that, I would say Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. I watched quite a bit of The Abyss as a kid. True Lies. The Police Academy movies I watched quite a bit growing up. I'm just trying to think. Star Wars was definitely like the biggest. Probably followed closely by Back to the Future and Indiana Jones. Gremlins and Goonies. But yeah, all those great classic, like mid-'80s movies were definitely in my wheelhouse back when I was a kid. Most hated movie. The Emoji Movie, Norm of the North, 50 Shades Darker. Yeah, those movies are just absolute garbage. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I actually truly legitimately hate. I would say Emoji Movie, definitely number one, followed by Norm of the North and 50 Shades Darker. I think those are like the absolute worst movies because I'm one of those people, and you may have seen it in some of my reviews of bad movies. I can always try to find, usually with the exception of like 50 Shades Darker and Emoji Movie, I can always try to find something that's enjoyable, whether it be a cast member or the score or the visual effects or the direction, or usually I can find something enjoyable, something to grab on to, something to, have a positive and talk about that positive for in most of my movies. I would say the top three most hated movies: Norm of the North, Emoji Movie, and 50 Shades Darker. Doug Houston said mine is Back to the Future. I'm assuming talking about favorite movie when he was a kid, not the most hated movie. Yeah, there we go. Movie Nerd says, you're going to love our next series we're working on if you dig the Goonies. Looking forward to that. Let me know when that drops, for sure. Also, Movie Nerds talking about most hated movies: Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, 50 Shades Darker. Yeah, those were awful, awful movies. How Was Hollywood Reviews says, okay, buddy, I'm going to get going. Looking forward to the next collab. Maybe we can do something for Ocean's 8, like review Oceans 11, 12, and 13. Have a good one, and thanks for being a good friend. Russell, fist bump, high five to you, man. Have a great night. We are going to definitely have to collab on something very soon here, whether it be Ocean's 8 or something else, but we will talk later. Have a great night, my friend. Craig Larrett says, any plans on the classic movie reviews? Slowly, I am starting to formulate ideas and how I want to work that. Probably in the next, say, week or two, maybe 3. Look forward to the classic movie reviews. There's a couple of them that I want to start with. Yeah, all I can say is stay tuned. Things are definitely moving on that front, especially now that I'm a little bit more familiar with my new role as assistant manager at the theater, and things are kind of settling down. I do have plans for the classic movie reviews as well, so stay tuned. Probably within the next month. I'm hoping within the next week or two, but within the next month is probably where we are looking at for the classic movies. Sir Deadpool says, are you revamping that Patreon anytime soon? Again, that's something that I need to work on in the next week or two as well. Yes, I will be revamping it. Yes, I will be changing up the tiers and the benefits and the rewards and everything else. It's just something that I've not done yet. And I had talked about taking it down until I put it back up, but then I had a couple of my Patreons say, no, we don't mind, just keep it up, so that's what I did. My goal is to revamp it before June 1st and the next Patreon pledge day. But, yeah, that's my goal. For targeting June 1st to kind of relaunch the Patreon and everything. I do need to work on that probably on my next day off, whenever that is. I will get working on that as well. I can hang out for about another 10 to 15 minutes here, give it a good hour hangout. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support and encouragement and kind words and just being a part of this community that I'm building here over the past 2 years. It really means a lot to me. I cannot thank you all enough. And some of what you guys have said tonight just really puts me on the verge of tears, and it's just so humbling. Jonathan saying that I'm an inspiration. Sir Deadpool saying that I'm an inspiration for his consulting firm. That just, I don't know how to respond to that other than you're welcome, and I am glad that I can be an inspiration as well, because you all inspire me every day. Let's see. Jeff, what's your thoughts on a series where viewers recommend to you a movie to review that you usually wouldn't watch? Are you talking like a movie series like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Police Academy, like movie series that I normally wouldn't watch? Or go into a little bit more detail, Craig, because that is a kind of fascinating idea, and that is something that I can definitely consider. But yeah, like as far as you guys recommending a movie series like a trilogy or a series of films that you want me to talk about, yeah, definitely that's something that we can look into and maybe end up doing. Just throwing a couple of them out there. I have not seen YouTube series. A recurring series where you take recommendations. Yeah, that's definitely something that we can look into. Again, once things kind of settle down, I'm starting to launch the classic movie reviews, and I can probably incorporate that into that as well. Yeah, if you want, go ahead, and if you have any ideas for that, go ahead and email me at mailbag@jeffitosmovieblog.com. Don't worry about putting topic in the subject line. because it's not a topic for the live shows or anything else. But just email me at that address with recommendations. And yeah, that's definitely something that I can look into as I launch the classic film series and everything else as well. Movie Nerds recommends Judgment Night. I have actually never heard of that. Not sure what that is, but I will put it on my list and look into that. Craig Larrett says, excellent, I want to watch you make gummo. I think I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it. I'm not sure what it's about. And actually now I'm kind of scared because you say that you want to make me watch that. I'm thinking maybe it might be a horrible film. But yeah, email me those recommendations or even in comments of my videos, whatever. Let me know. And that is definitely something I can look into as far as incorporating that into my classic movie review series that I have planned here in the next, hopefully next week or two. Again, it depends on my free time, and I do not have a day off in the foreseeable future. So, that any time that I do have to work on a new series and watch older films is kind of limited right now, but that is something that I want to do in the next couple of weeks. Let's see. Super Vandy says, look up the movie Teeth and put it at the top of your list. I will look into that, my friend. Not promising anything, of course. And that's one thing that I should say up front is I may or may not get to or actually do recommendations from you guys. So definitely don't feel badly if I don't do something that you recommend. But this is an interesting idea. I am kind of intrigued by this. But again, based on tech issues and my limited time and everything else, plus my own personal taste and everything, don't feel badly if I don't do one of your recommendations, because I have a feeling that I will get a lot of recommendations, and it's probably going to take me some time to go through them all. But yeah, this is definitely an intriguing prospect here. Thank you for that suggestion. I kind of really dig that. Movie Nerd says, Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., Stephen Dorff, Dennis Leary, Jeremy Piven. Action thriller from the 90s. A group of friends witness a murder in a rundown suburb and then they get hunted. Interesting. That sounds like it could be interesting and fun to watch. I have never heard of that, but I will definitely look into that for sure. Let me just write a note so I don't forget. Yeah, that definitely sounds interesting. I will definitely have to check that out. Yeah, email me any suggestions or just leave comments in the comment section of this video once it gets archived or any of my other videos, and let me know. I will probably even do, once I get a couple of suggestions and before my first one goes up, I'll make a video just saying, hey, I'm doing request reviews now as part of the classic film series, and just have a running thread in that video or whatever as well. Yeah, now you got me intrigued and brainstorming. I'm kind of interested in where I can take this. So definitely thank you for that idea and suggestion. Really appreciate that. Sir Deadpool says you should watch the Zapruder film on repeat for 4 hours. Yeah, watch it frame by frame on repeat for 4 hours. I don't think so. Craig Levitt said no rush. Yeah, again, things are finally settling down as far as me being familiar with my new responsibility and my new role as being assistant manager. That's my most recent excuse, plus the tech issues that I always have and everything else as far as not getting videos up in a timely manner. But now that things are settling down, and we are getting into the heat of summer and everything, I definitely want to start doing more. And as I mentioned earlier, every time I reach one of these milestones, whether it be like a time milestone, like the 2-year anniversary, or a subscriber milestone, like I'm going to be hitting 250 subscribers real soon. We are currently at 445 still. But anytime I reach one of those milestones, it just inspires me and wants me to do more and be more consistent, and just reinvigorates me. So Deadpool says, give it a few months and you will be running the place, General Manager Jeffito. Not anytime soon. That is potentially a career goal of mine. I'm really happy with the general manager that we have at the moment. He's doing a great job. So I definitely don't want to push him out or anything like that. But yeah, that is potentially a career goal of mine that I've never really thought of until I was in the running for this assistant manager position. Really liking that. So we'll see. Again, it's one of those never say never, you never know what the future holds kind of thing. Yeah, that is a possible career path for me, for sure. Super Vandy asks, have you ever had a quesarito from Taco Bell? It rhymes with your name. I have not, and actually I have not been to Taco Bell in years. I prefer making tacos at home, or making Mexican at home, rather than Taco Bell or Qdoba or something like that. So no, I have never had a quesarito. I will have to look that up and try to make one of my own and see if it's any good. Alright guys, we are coming up on an hour here. I think I'm going to start shutting things down and wrapping things up. Once again, thank you so very much for 2 years. It has been an incredible wild ride. And I am so incredibly humbled and just taken aback by all the support and encouragement and kind words and friendships that I've built. Real quick before I wrap up, I do want to give a couple more shout outs. I mentioned them earlier, but I would not be where I am today. I would not be as successful as I am, even though I'm still starting out. I would be further behind if it were not for Brian G. Johnson and Nick Nimmin. Both of them are fantastic YouTubers who are in the business of helping smaller YouTubers like myself, and even larger YouTubers for that matter. But they're in the business of helping YouTubers conquer this platform and giving you tips and strategies and everything else. They are amazing, and I cannot thank them enough for what they have done, and what they continue to do to support me and just kind of instruct me and mentor me along the way. Really appreciate that. And again, I mentioned some other Michael Friberger says, Brian and Nick are awesome indeed. Yes, they are. I cannot thank them enough. Also want to give a quick shout out to some very good friends of mine that I made through YouTube here, starting with the 4 guys that I talk to on an almost daily basis on Facebook. We're talking about Sean Chandler from Sean Chandler Talks About. We're talking about Cody Leach. We are talking about Tyler Tompkins, and we are talking about Chris Durbin from Durbania. Fantastic YouTubers, them all. Really good friends. Like I said, I've been talking to them almost daily for the past probably year and a half or so. Just tremendous guys. I also want to give a shout out to Russell Howell from Howell's Hollywood Reviews. He was in here earlier. One of my mods, one of my very good friends. Give a shout out to Ryan O'Toole, whose name came up. I did not see him here in the stream tonight, but he's a very good friend. Also, Adam from Almost Sideways, good friend. Jonathan Clark from Lumpy and Friends, who has been a good friend of mine even before I started YouTube, and one of the inspirations from back when I was kind of more running in political circles. But a really good online friend for the past, gosh, I'm trying to remember how long it's been, probably 5 or 6 years or more. Rosie, who I mentioned earlier, a very good friend who was kind of somebody who lit the fire in me and really pushed me to be on YouTube in the first place. My friend Ross Brown, for inspiring me. I mentioned Doc Thompson and the Better Yourself Challenge. That was a huge inspiration for me to get started back in the day. But again, thank you all so very much for 2 years. Here's to the next 2 years and many more after that. I'm going to start wrapping things up right now, but thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out tonight on my 2-year anniversary. And until next time, I will see you at the movies. Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Movie Vlog. Do so right now by clicking that round icon with my picture on it. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and then share it with other movie fans in your life. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, I will see you at the movies. Bye-bye. And that is a wrap. Thank you guys so much.